then was the dramatic part, which was when Scalia talked about the Arizona case.
Right. And he said, shall I read some pieces of this?
Oh, please do. I was hoping to get the audio, but we cannot get that.
This is quite juicy. Just some excerpts. He says, after this case was argued and while it was under consideration, the Secretary of Homeland Security announced a program exempting from immigration enforcement some 1.4 million illegal immigrants. Notice he didn't call them undocumented workers.
Of course not.
Yeah. The husbanding of scarce enforcement resources can hardly be the justification for this. The president has said the new program is the right thing to do in light of Congress's failure to pass the administration's proposed revision of the immigration laws. Perhaps it is, though Arizona may not think so. But to say, as the court does, now here he's arguing against his peers, but to say, as the court does, that Arizona, this is the Senate Bill 1040, 1070, whatever it is, contradicts federal law by enforcing the applications of federal immigration law that the president declines to enforce, boggles the mind.
That's a pretty good Scalia impression there, Tom. I like that.
Seriously, really. I've never heard him.
He bloviates and
performs.
Oh, he does. And it's so frustrating, too, as someone who tends to, when I see public speakers, I tend to yell back, especially at my television. If I were to say a word, I'd be cuffed and out of there.
Sure.
So you have to sit there and be very quiet as they're pretty much, speaking from the mount, it seems.
Yeah.
And he was just, and to see him, this was a political attack going after the president for his new immigration law, saying, see, this is why Arizona needs this law because of what President Obama's doing. Well, and then he went even further in the next segment.
Yeah, and this is our royal family, by the way. These are the the Queen has the ability to dissolve Parliament. The Supreme Court has the ability to basically rule laws null and void. So anyhow, so he goes on. He says, so the issue is a stark one. Are the sovereign states at the mercy of the federal executive? That's fancy talk for president. The federal executive's refusal to enforce the nation's immigration laws? A good way of answering that question is to ask, would the states conceivably be entered into the Union if the Constitution itself contained the court's holding? Imagine a provision inserted right after Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4, the Naturalization Clause, which included among the enumerated powers of Congress, quote, to establish limitations upon immigration that will be exclusive and that will be enforced only to the extent the president deems appropriate, end quote. The delegates to the Grand Convention would have rushed to the exits from Independence Hall.
Incredible. So he's saying that states would not have joined the Union based on this decision.
Yeah, if not based on this decision, but based on the president's decision to selectively, shall we say, enforce the immigration law. And do I have it right?
Well, actually, what he's saying, I think there is saying this decision allows the president
to continue doing
that.
Right.
And so,
well, that wasn't before the court.
Right. Well, he's saying if you combine this decision with what the president did last week, the states would not have joined the Union. And that was it seemed like his comment. Right there.
Bizarre.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I mean, I think what he's talking about is the Articles of Confederation. I keep thinking that Scalia and all these guys, that what they want to do is they want to take us back to the small r Republican times, to the pre-constitutional times, and back to the Articles of Confederation when the states had enormous power, and the federal government had very little.